Hey everyone, Burly and Gaming here with
Fubu 87, Platineer Extraordinaire. How you guys doing?
yeah, doing good, man. We're back with some more Warriors Abyss, and yeah, I gotta say, you did call it in that last video. I think it was around the 22-minute mark in that video that you're
Yeah,
like, we're gonna
I
get,
was,
or they're gonna collab with other games and bring in other characters. And
you
what was
know,
it? 2 weeks later, we do that video. Then they announce and like, hey, these characters are coming March 28th.
I was surprised with that. I was actually very surprised. Like 22-minute mark, I was already rambling. So sometimes I was trying to say stuff. Hey, I got this one right. I'm happy with that. But if you told me it was going to be Atelier characters showing up in this
Mhm,
game, I would be like, I was not expecting that one. There's so many types of franchise that they could do crossovers with. Atelier wasn't on
mhm.
the list, but and this is thanks to Turn-Based Carl, one of our friends.
Yeah.
He told me because I don't know anything about Atelier. I don't know about these Ateliers. I do know about the games. I don't know how they work. So I was like, "Hey,
Mhm,
Carl, these characters, who are they?" And he goes like, "Oh, Sophie is from Atelier 2, I think. Yumiya is
mhm,
from the 3. I don't know. He told me. I forgot now. But all the three characters, Sophie, Ruiza, and Yumiya, they're not from the same game. They're all
mhm.
from different games, and they are the main characters of their respective game. It's like, let's say you do a crossover with Final Fantasy, and you have to put like the three main ones, which would be Clouds, Zidane, and Tidus. That's the three ones that I would call.
Mhm.
I think those are the three more mainstream. And yeah, I don't know if you tried them out. I tried them out individually, and I do know this. I did enjoy the fact that they added their own specific moves from their games into this one. For example, I think it was Yumiya, the first one that I tried. I'm blanking on the names, but you do
Yeah.
like the Mozo attack, and she does like this crazy beam and just destroys everything. And that's
Well,
something from the game. That was really 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 dope. But what
that
about you,
that
Burley?
that is a fun attack, and that is nice to just sit and you get line up the enemies coming in, and just getting the beam going. Oh
I
yeah.
know, man. So fun.
So Sophie here was my first one
Hmm.
that I had unlocked and tried,
And
and
she was the second that I tried. Yeah.
yeah, and she's my main gal in this because I just love with some of her, especially with her the heavy attack spell
Hmm.
combinations you can do, where you
Yes.
can get
Yes.
the fire, and then if you can get the electricity thing that you see going there with the orb of electricity,
Yeah.
and so the nice thing is you can get a good combo of that, the fire keeping them back, and then that electricity just holding them back too and stunning. So even if you're not
Exactly.
one-shotting enemies, you're just keeping them back.
Yes,
It
exactly. I
it
tried
it
that
it,
one. Yeah,
it, it is it's helped me get farther in this quite a few times.
yeah. And you know what's really funny about this? Again, you see, there's a lot of passion putting on this game. Is
Hmm.
that all the characters are different? They fight differently. You see the
Hmm.
stats, and you have one again. I think it's Yumiya that she has like a cane that's like a gun, and she does
Hmm.
some ranged attacks. And I did like the fact that they just didn't throw the characters and give similar moves. They all of them feel different. Like you're saying, Sophie here, she's it's weird because she's like the cutest looking one. She looks like the most innocent one, and she's the one that hits the most. But I think that's a very anime trope because you know how animes
Oh
are.
yeah.
Like the cute one is the one that always hit the heaviest. So they translated
Hmm.
that very well. But then when you play with Yumiya, not only you have a little bit more of range attack, she's a little bit more faster. So yeah, I think this was a win. And considering that, like, let's be honest, Atelier doesn't need the help from Warriors Abyss
Hmm.
to sell more games. They don't need that because they're already very big. Maybe not in
Hmm.
Europe, not a lot in the Americas, but I know it's a very very big not system game seller. A lot
Hmm.
of people like to play that game. They like to do the alchemy stuff, the collecting stuff. There's a lot of people that like that. So the fact that they gave this for free for the fans of the game, maybe trying to
Yeah.
attract, I think was a very very good shout from them. And I,
Oh yeah.
I hope they do more from this. I hope they do more from this, Burley.
Oh,
There's so many things. There are many game franchise or even anime franchise that you can get from. So I know, give me one. Give me. I know in your head, give me a game or an anime franchise that could do a crossover with Warriors Abyss.
There's too many. Like as we were talking before, you were saying, you know what, we could go Bleach with this, and as you said one we'll save for later near the end of the video.
Yes, yes,
Especially with because we recorded this the day of the Switch 2 Direct. But it was nice to see this as this was free DLC, and all you have to do is you just go into the board where you unlock all the characters naturally in the game, and they're not that expensive. I think they're about 500 of the souls, so they're not too expensive. The first one is right in the corner of where you start anyway, so you maybe got to buy one or two things to get it, and the other one on the right you got to buy like a couple. The one on the top was the one you have to spend a little bit, but if you've already played enough into the game and you've been unlocking on the board, you shouldn't have too much trouble getting them.
Exactly. I just went into the Hall of Souls or whatever name. I just went there and just got them, and they were super cheap. I had a lot of souls to buy them. But by the way, Burly, did you notice something when you play with these characters? Because at the time I was like, am I going crazy? But when you start playing with them, it's a different soundtrack, right? I wasn't imagining that. It's a different soundtrack.
It is a different soundtrack for those three characters. I think just to highlight that, hey, these are different characters. But the nice thing is to do with that is you're not just unlocking the characters and you can play as them. They can be available as other heroes to come assist you in your Musu gauge out there. So that is a fun thing, and depending how you get them and how you're building with your formations, you can get some really good benefits and really cool abilities that all just work very well.
True. They do some very nice combos. It's again, we are not versed in that. That's one of those things that maybe Carl could have helped us. But they do have the links, and it's probably something Atelier related, like because I had the three girls in my team, the three main characters on my first run. I did manage to get the three of them.
Oh, nice!
And then, I was lucky to before the last boss, I managed to get I think it was Riza, the last one that I got. And there was some type of link. I was like, I don't understand what this is, but it's probably like a reference to the Atelier games. So, and that's one of the good things, because they do manage, like you were saying, the links, they can put the links together with all the other characters from the Warrior series and the Dynasty Warriors series. They did make a very good combination. But now, Burly, this is something that I think should be the focus, like you said very well about Bleach. But don't first force choke me here when I'm going to say this.
I'm not going to force choke you.
Okay, thank you. And that's a reference. So who follow us for a long time, you know what I mean.
Yeah, exactly.
it's an inside joke. It's an inside joke for the old viewers. The next DLCs, like you were saying, Bleach, it should be something more heavy, right? Not only three characters. This is how I think the game should go. Not expensive, but I think there should be paid DLC, because we all know that Bleach is a very heavy IP, especially in Japan. It's and in America, there's a lot of people that love.
Bleach. It's big over here in North America, and Canada, and US. Yeah,
exactly. And when I'm saying this, what do you do with this? You basically do, like, let's say 10 characters. If you want to go, you can go Ichigo, Shad. I'm blanking on the names now. Ryo, yeah, the big ones. You know what's the crazy one with the sword? I'm forgetting, with the high patch. I'm forgetting his name now.
Kenpachi Zaraki.
Kenpachi, exactly. Kenpachi. Damn, you're good, man. It shows.
I'm a huge Bleach fan. I started watching it back in like 2005, 2006 when it. Not when it first premiered. After like the first 15, 20 episodes it aired, that's when I got into it. So.
Yeah, sounds like the same thing. I didn't start from the beginning with me as well. But you know the characters, and you got like the 10 characters, you know.
Hmm.
And what do you do? First of all, and this is something that I think I complained on the previous video about this, and if I didn't complain, I'm going to complain now. One thing that we said was that this game was very heavily inspired in games like Hades, right? The
Yeah.
gameplay is very similar. And there's something really interesting in Hades, at least the first one. The second one, I know it's in alpha or some or beta or something, and you can play
Early
it
access.
early access. Okay. Um, and there's when you go fight the boss on Hades, you don't know what type of boss you're going to face. There's
Yeah.
variations of the boss. When you're playing this game, it gets a bit boring when you reach the boss phase because you know what the boss is going to do, how they're going to attack. My thing
Hmm.
is, you could, it doesn't need to be specific only to the boss section, it can be any of the other levels. We change the demons, we change the
Hmm.
demons instead, in this case, Bleach. We change the demons from hollows, from the demons, and we
Even
put
so,
hollows in.
hollows. Yeah.
And we put hollows, and when you reach one of the boss areas, it is one of the espadas, you put
Okay.
one of the espadas. So it's different. So you change the level design. So you put more like you can put the palace from the hollow world. You can put the palace
Waco
in
Mundo.
Hueco Mundo. Yeah, Hueco
Yeah,
Mundo.
Waco Mundo is the world. Las Noches is the palace.
Last night, see, that's why you're the expert here, man. I knew it was good to talk about this with you.
Yeah.
Again, we're talking about Bleach because I think it has like they released the third season and it's not over yet, right?
They brought back the anime with doing the last arc, the
Yes,
1,000 Year Blood War. The third
yes.
season has wrapped up. We're waiting for season 4. We've gotten little information on season 4, the four or core 4. They've been calling
Hmm.
it cores. People I call it seasons, just because it's easier to remember that way. But we're getting
Exactly.
it. It should be getting it this year, probably near the summertime.
Great. That means summertime. Summertime, we go to. We can release that. They can release that. That. You know what's going to happen also in the summertime, Burley. You know what's going to happen summertime.
Yeah.
June 5th. You know what's going to happen June 5th.
Which too.
Exactly. The Switch to. By the way, we're not going to talk about that. I know. Be sure to check his video because he did a review. Burley did today a review
Oh,
on
thank you.
that. So check it out. It's a shout out for the man. He's working hard for you guys. So be sure to check it out. But there's something they look. I was very mixed on the direct. We're not going to talk about that. But one of the things that really got me hyped was the Warriors Hyrule. I think that's the third one, right? And there's been two before.
Well, it's another one. It's basically a port of the Switch game that
Oh,
came out,
okay.
Age of Calamity. It's
Okay, okay.
it's it's so it's them doing Age of Calamity, giving you new controls and having the Switch 2 so you can run it more than 15 frames per second.
Yeah, it needed that. It needed that. And
Well, that one I'm sure ran a little bit better, but it was a lot slower, that one, compared to Hyrule Warriors, which was much faster gameplay.
true, yeah. But I was hyped for that one because
Mhm.
we do enjoy the Warriors
Oh yeah.
type game, and Hyrule Warriors. It's in the name Warriors, so it plays the same thing. And I think they could do something similar as a Switch 2 exclusive. They released this game. They released the
Mhm.
Switch 2 this game, and they released a Switch 2 exclusive DLC because it would be very weird to have like Zelda and Link playing on the PlayStation. I don't think Nintendo would
Mhm.
accept that.
Oh
But
yeah.
having an exclusive DLC, like as a warm up, so people get hyped, and release an exclusive Switch 2 DLC for this game with Link, Zelda, the two Hyrulean characters that I'm forgetting the name.
Yeah.
Like having that to warm up people, I think it would sell this game. This game would sell game busters on the Switch too if they do the game with that the DLC. What do you think, Burley?
Oh yeah, like it would move units, and this is, as we stated in the first video on this, is a budget title. It's only like,
Yes, it is.
even over here in Canada, it's only like $35 or something like that, 33 with tax.
That's cheap,
So
man. That's cheap.
so yeah, you do that if you want to charge a little bit more on the Switch 2, but you get Link, you get Hyrule Field and a couple other maps and characters.
Exactly.
It could move some units, especially with what the news we got today with Switch 2 and game prices going up on that.
Yeah.
You put this for, let's say, 40 something dollars, but you get extra content exclusive to the Switch 2. Like back in the day, Soul Calibur 2, you got Link on the Nintendo Switch.
Exactly.
What was it? Hayachi on the PS2 and Spawn on Xbox.
Yeah, I remember they did the same with the Vader and Yoda on the PlayStation and the Xbox also, none of the Soul Caliburs. But yeah, that's exactly that. That's one of the things that I think it's not new for Nintendo to do something like that. So, and they do have the connect. Look, the guys from this case Namco Bandai, right? The guys that distribute this game would never say no. Would never say no to release this game on the Switch. Especially, you could go with a first day release. If they go with the first day release with the Nintendo characters, with the Legend of Zelda characters, I think it would be a game buster. It would sell a lot. I think they would sell more than on the PlayStation and Xbox together because people just go crazy. Because there's the game is, like we mentioned before, the game's really good. It's really fun. It's addictive. It's entertaining. And yeah, I think that would be a great shout to do, and they would make the game, and Nintendo would make a shit ton of money all around the world. I would buy the game again just to play with those characters. I'm serious, because I just love the Legend of Zelda characters.
Yeah. Well, if we actually did get it on the Switch 2 and get all this Zelda content, I would be heavily consider double dipping. Like because the thing is, like, I already have it portable because I have this on Steam, and I bought, and like it runs great on the Steam Deck. Actually, that's how I recorded footage for it. So it's like, yeah, if you gave me enough of the Zelda content there, yeah, I could definitely consider double dipping and getting it, especially if the Zelda content, you can't just give me Link, you got to give me a couple maps, give me a couple characters, make it worth it. And yeah, I've double dipped for games. I'll admit it. We've all done it, and we will always continue to do it if there's a good enough reason.
Yeah,
it happens.
Imagine you got Link, you play with Link normally, and then his special weapon is the Master Sword. You'll want to play with Link with the Master Sword, definitely. But yeah, you can get the characters. Like, you can get a bunch of characters like Link, Zelda. You can get all the heroes. Like, you have like 8 heroes from it's one of each tribe. Like, I'm remembering from the last Hyrule Warriors. You could do that. You can get a lot of characters. You can get a lot of diversity, making it worth to play. And all of them, obviously, with their own links. There's going to be a Zora link. There's going to be a Garuda link. There's going to be all these types of links, and then you can link them all with all the other characters. So I think games like Bleach, Zelda, Demon Slayer that I was going to talk, but we're running out of time anyway, so we won't talk about that. But there is a lot of content out there, gaming and non-gaming, anime and stuff like that, that are
endless possibilities for collabs in here, and we're open to it.
Yeah,
whether it be free or paid. I'm open to more content that gets thrown in the game, and like you said, oh yeah, not only for just more characters, but I would like, enemy and map variety will definitely help spice it up, because that's the thing. That first boss, once you've fought and beat him once or twice, you know the pattern pretty much, and it's just like, I'm only getting hit and stuff when I'm just like playing it and I'm a little tired and I'm just like not 100% focused. I'm like, oh, he hit me, he did some damage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you need some variety on the boss battles. I think that's going to make the game more fun, because again, when you're playing the mobs, it's always different because there's a new different objective. And but yeah, that's what I think about this game. I think this game has, like we said on the last video, and we're going to reinforce, there's a lot of potential with this game, especially if they use their connections right and get the right stuff on this game. there's a lot of potential to play this game for many years.
Oh yeah. Like you said, I think in the first video, they're going to keep this going and rolling throughout the year to keep reminding you that this game came out and keep it in your mind. And
yes, exactly.
God bless them, and I hope as more content gets going for this game, it keeps in people's mind, and people remember this game came out a year in the review award season near the end of the year and wartime, so that way it can help get recognized more.
Yes, exactly. I think that's the way that they're gonna go. And hey, Burly, let's hope we get our predictions right and we make a third video about this, just patting ourselves in the back, saying that we know what we're doing.
We told you we were the first ones to tell you.
Exactly. So, Burly, I have nothing else to say about this. I think we made everything so very clear. Is there anything else that you want to say about this, Burly?
No, I think we pretty much cleared it, but I want to thank you for coming back here and helping out and just talking here on this. It's always a good time sitting here just chatting with you, whether it's on this or other stuff. Always a good time, man.
So many things that we can talk about, and hopefully we will do.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, everyone, so much for watching. Hope to see y'all next time. Bye.
Bye.